Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the Timmeister and welcome back to Dunswell. We have a relatively high demand for industries and offices right now. I would really like to try to lower that in order to raise demand for both of our other zones, which will allow us to expand the city even further. So in order to do this, I have all of this land here, this unclaimed land on the outskirts of town just by the airport. So I'm going to fill this in with mostly industries with a few offices in between just to, provide jobs for some more educated workers. And I also have a couple of factories that I have yet to place down in the city. So I have the lemonade factory as well as a modular house factory. So these are the last two which I will be placing down in this area. They are fairly large, but I think I should be able to squeeze them in here just fine. But before we begin anything, I have to build our road infrastructure so we can fit everything into this area. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. So I'm not gonna make anything too complicated here. However, I would like for this road to be parallel with the airport in order to maximize the amount of room for our industry buildings. So I think within this area between the highway and this road we should be fine. My only concern though is there's a fair incline here. That is pretty steep. I don't really want to have like a giant cliff here. But if I have to raise the highway a little bit to make things look better, we can use the power of the almighty move it to fix that. All right, so let's just get everything lined up here. A little something like that. And that looks pretty good, if I say so myself. So now I'm gonna place down, I think I'm going to place down some industrial roads. And I'm just going to place down a road going down here so I can fit one of my factories. Now let's see which one's going to fit better. I have a lemonade factory that could go here. And let's just check the modular house factory. It's a little bit bigger, it seems. So let's start with this. Oh yeah, that's not too bad at all. I thought there was going to be like a massive cliff, but it's just like a nice smooth hill. It's not too bad at all. However, I am going to fix this road a little bit. The incline is not quite perfect, nor does it have to be, but I like for it to be semi-realistic and not massive cliffs everywhere. So if I raise this like that, that looks fine. And I guess what's good about this building is we have a little bit of a buffer between the building and the road just because of this grass strip here. So if there's any like steep incline, it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so before I get into power and water and all that, actually I should pause the game. Let's place down everything that we need for this area. So now the lemonade factory. And for this as well, I think I'm just going to place down an industrial road. And then squeeze this in here. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Now there's a bit more of a cliff here and here as well. But honestly, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it looks terrible. All right, well, let's fix this. Now, if I raise this building to the appropriate height, now we have a pretty massive cliff, but that can easily be fixed with Move It. I'm just gonna play around here with our elevations for roads and all that. I might actually, maybe if I can just use the extra landscaping tools to like smooth this out a little bit. No, not quite. We're not there. I mean, this is totally subjective. This is not really causing any issues whatsoever as far as like functionality, but that's just my personal preference. It's not looking exactly how I would like it. So I'm gonna raise the highway to maybe about here, and that's like a fair cliff. That's nothing too crazy. And then I'm going to select a long strip of highways here, and then go slope, boop. And then let's do the same thing over here. Slope. And that actually looks really nice. And then I might smooth this out over here on this side so it looks like a natural embankment. There, that's a bit better. Awesome. And maybe we can have some sort of access road. There, how's about that? Leaves us a little bit of room for some storage or whatnot. Whatever we can fit between these buildings. Okay, so now that we have our two factories laid out, let's see what both of these factories need in order to function. So we're gonna need some plain timber, plastics, glass, and metals. So we're gonna want to place enough storage buildings to house all of these materials. So let's go into our storage buildings and let's just see what we can fit in this area. I don't know if we'll get to fit a large warehouse. Oh, actually over here. This might be a good option. If I destroy these roads. And what I can maybe store in these buildings are the goods that are produced by these factories. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go balance, sure, and then we can do commercial zone goods or unique factory products. So all of the products that are created by these two factories will be stored in here. So I won't have to place more of these buildings. And then in between, we'll place down some individual warehouses. Oh, shoot. So close. So close, yet so far. Oh, that would look so cool if it worked. Should I use move it? No, that's might make a little bit of a mess. Here, I'm gonna manually fix this. So I think if I move it like 3 blocks down, that should work. Uh-oh, I forget where the building was. Here, let's just try this out. Oh, that's way too much space. Maybe here. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. And then... boop. Just like so. And hopefully I can squeeze in another storage building here with the power of anarchy. Yes, we can. Oh, perfect. Look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so in here, let's have plastics. And then the next one will have planed timber. That's not 90 degrees, is it? Oh, I know what's happening here. That's 90 degrees. Okay, so then let's add a couple more storage buildings. 2 more. Glass and metals. So glass and metals. So now we have all of our ingredients required to make house parts. And then I still have some extra room. I think I'll just fill that in with some generic industries, however, using the sort of warehouse themes. Over here, what do we need? Oh, we just need crops and glass. That's very simple. Okay. Well, let's have some storage buildings over here. And then maybe just for fun, we'll have a small one here. And that let's connect up our roads now. Oh geez. There we go. Alright, so that'll be my road network. And then in between, let's start zoning. I'm really excited for City Skylines 2 because we'll be able to zone in far more depth. It's like demand for industry and offices is included in this same bar here. And then basically the only difference between industry and offices is like more uneducated workers are going to work for industrial areas, and more educated users will prefer office zones. So that's really the only catch to it. But I'm excited for some really in-depth and more complicated zoning that is going to take place in cities too. There, and then maybe in between all these zones, let's have some offices. I don't want major skyscrapers over here, so I may have to enact some zoning laws. But most of what is going to be over here is just generic industry. And that should quash our demand pretty good. And this will be like a sort of office park as well. There, so let's start with that. And, of course, can't forget water pipes. I'm also excited for built-in water pipes in City Skylines 2. So we won't be able to, we won't have to drag water pipes all over town anymore. It'll be all automated, which is great. Well, not really automated, it's just going to be part of the roads now. All right, so we got all of our, well, nope, actually, what do we need? Glass. So let's put glass in these two. And then we needed crops. Let's place maybe another warehouse. Oh, that's a pretty big incline. Let's smooth this out. There, that's better. I don't think crops was... Crops is not an option, but let's do farming products. I think that should work. If not, I think somebody mentioned at one point that silos would do. But then I can't really... Oh, I can place these. Silos will hold crops, so maybe let's place down a couple of silos over here. And that should do it. And I think, where else did I need to place down some crops? Was it over here in the paper mill? Yeah, crops. So maybe I can place down... I don't know if this is working as I intend it to, but maybe if I place down just a couple of silos over here by the paper mill. Just a couple there. So at least I don't have to go as far to get all of the agriculture products over here to the mill. And that looks really cool, guys. Wow, I'm liking this industrial area already, and it's not even fully functioning yet. Power. Yes, we need to get power over here. Maybe instead of drawing some power lines all over town, maybe I can just place down a power plant over here. Maybe like a geothermal, or... Oh, maybe I can link up... I wonder if this geothermal plant would be enough to power this entire area. Probably not. You know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and place down some power lines. I'm actually super excited by how power is going to work in City Skylines as well. They revamped the whole power system. There's going to be a lot more to watch out for and to manage, and that's going to be super duper cool. All right, so let's fast forward here and wait until this area develops. We already have some buildings that are sprawling up. Pretty soon we're going to be getting some trucks in here delivering goods to and from the factories that we laid down over here. Exciting stuff. Now I'm hoping that these buildings are going to kind of link up our whole power grid. Maybe I should place down some commercial zones over here as well. I suppose it's always useful to have some stores in any industrial area. You know what, maybe I could just zone all of this commercial. And that will hopefully connect our power to the water treatment center. Is it gonna work? Probably not. It's kind of far. Hopefully these zones can start sprawling up. Oh, crap. Okay. European buildings are spawning. Not good. So I gotta create a new zone. Concord Park. Why don't we just call it Concord? And the style, let's do Industrial Revolution. However, I'm not convinced that it's going to change anything for our office buildings, though. That might be a little bit of a problem. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to place down a little park here. Why not? It'll make the industrial area look nice. And it's going to provide power to the whole thing. Well, it looks like just what we've placed down for as far as the factories, that pretty much quashed our industrial zone demand. And any little blip that comes up is immediately quashed by buildings that are spawning up. Oh Lord, it looks like... Well, it looks like it's either or. What if I place down vanilla zones? What if I change this to vanilla? Is it going to eliminate all of the industrial revolution buildings? Oh, it looks like it does. Well, it looks like it's going to be generic industry over here, guys. It's either European buildings or high-tech, really nice industrial buildings. Unfortunately, we can't have both in the same area. Oh well, no big deal. And as you can see here, as a result of placing down some industries and offices, it raised our commercial demand a fair bit, which means I can start to expand over in Brightwood into some big commercial areas. And in turn, it'll raise the residential demand, which means I can then expand into the suburbs of Brightwood after that. However, before we get into any expansion, I was doing a little bit of thinking. Uh-oh, do we have a death wave going on? It might be the start of a death wave, but it doesn't look too bad yet. But anyways, what I was going to say is I would like to maybe focus on traffic management for a little while. Oops, that was the wrong menu. Because traffic along our main arteries throughout the town are, you know, they're not doing so well. The city overall is okay. I think we have some decent public infrastructure. But yeah, some of these main arteries are getting quite clogged up, so we may have to fix some of those. Maybe we can get into that next episode. So that's going to be it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. We got into some pretty interesting things. Now, if we zoom out and look at the airport as a whole, we have some nice extra like warehouse style buildings that are often found near large international airports. So I think this looks really cool. Maybe maybe I'll want to find something to put in over here because it's looking a little bare. Maybe some extra storage buildings or something. I'll find something to put over here at some point. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And until the next episode, guys, take care.